I'm continuing my reading, and what I'm doing in this series is read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am reading in a chronological order of events, not according to publication or volume, so I will be skipping around a little bit as I go along. Right now, we are in the book of 1 Samuel. This will be chapter 5. In our last reading, the Philistines had just thoroughly whomped the Israelites in battle. The house of Eli has been destroyed, and the Ark of the Covenant has been captured. So let us get into chapter 5. Philistines placed the Ark in the house of Dagon, their god. Philistines in Ashdod, then Gath, and then Ekron are plagued and slain because the Ark is lodged with them. Short chapter, but a fun one. Let's see. And the Philistines took the ark of God and brought it from Ebenezer unto Ashdod. When the Philistines took the ark of God, they brought it into the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. And when they of Ashdod arose early on the morrow, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. And they took Dagon and set him in his place again. And when they arose early on the morrow morning, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. And the head of Dagon and both the palms of his hands were cut off upon the threshold. Only the stump of Dagon was left to him. Therefore neither the priests of Dagon nor any that come into Dagon's house tread on the threshold of Dagon in Ashdod unto this day. Now, let's pause here. This is fun. I like that. They bring the ark into the temple of Dagon in Ashdod. This is kind of an offering. They're thanking Dagon for their victory. And they're bringing in what they would probably consider the idol of the Israelites. This is they're bringing it into the temple of Dagon, showing that the Israelites' God is less than Dagon, that Dagon is a greater God. But when they come back the next day, it looks like Dagon is bowing down to the Ark of the Covenant. He has prostrated himself on his face to bow down to the Ark of the Lord. So they stand him back up, thinking, maybe we just got knocked over. The next day, he's bowing down to the Ark again, but this time he's got his head and his hands cut off. And it says there was nothing left of him. They weren't just cut off, they were missing. They weren't there anymore. And these guys get scared. And it's funny, it says, nobody who goes into the house of Dagon tread on the threshold of Dagon in Ashdod. And nobody goes near Dagon anymore. Nobody approaches that idol again. This is like the threshold would be the stand, the dais that the idol stands on. So nobody goes near it anymore. Oh boy, these guys are going to have a fun time. Verse 6. But the hand of the Lord was heavy upon them of Ashdod, and he destroyed them and smote them with emerods, even Ashdod and the coasts thereof. And when the men of Ashdod saw that it was so, they said, The ark of the God of Israel shall not abide with us, for his hand is sore upon us, and upon Dagon our God. They sent therefore and gathered all the lords of the Philistines unto them, and said, What shall we do with the ark of the God of Israel? And they answered, Let the ark of the God of Israel be carried about unto Gath. And they carried the ark of the God of Israel about thither. And it was so that after they had carried it about, the hand of the Lord was against the city with a very great destruction. And he smote the men of the city, both small and great, and they had emerods in their secret parts. Okay, an emerod. It's a little confusing what it is. It's like, it could be a tumor, could be boils, but it's a very sore and deadly thing, apparently. So they have the ark, and now God is cursing them with these tumors, basically. Pretty sure. So they go and they gather up the 5 lords of the Philistines and say, we can't keep this here. What are we going to do? And they all counsel, let's take it to Gath instead. Gath's a little farther away. Maybe the God of Israel won't be able to reach that far. So they take it to Gath, and suddenly everybody in Gath is struck. Excuse me. Emerods in their secret parts. In other words, all the men were getting prostate tumors. Basically, they were developing prostate cancer, or testicular cancer in their secret parts. This was a bad curse. I think I might prefer the boils and sores in Egypt to emerods in the secret parts. Anyways, verse 10. Therefore, they sent the ark of God to Ekron. And it came to pass, as the ark of God came to Ekron, that the Ekronites cried out, saying, They have brought about the ark of the God of Israel to us, to slay us and our people. So they sent and gathered together all the lords of the Philistines, and said, Send away the ark of the God of Israel, and let it go again to his own place, that it slay us not and our people. For there was a deadly destruction throughout all the city. The hand of God was very heavy there, and the men that died not were smitten with the emerods, and the cry of the city went up to heaven. So maybe the emerods weren't what was killing people. Maybe they were dying from other things, but you still don't want emerods in the secret parts. Ashdod takes it as a trophy, and then their god is basically destroyed, and they're dying in this plague, and so they all get together and they decide to send it to Gath. Gath suffers the same thing. So the thing is, after Ashdod, they gathered all the people together. The 5 lords, they got all the cities together. They discussed it, and they all agreed to send it to Gath. And then Gath got some in, and Gath just picks up and ships it off to Ekron. They don't ask questions. They don't say, well, what are we going to do? They just ship it off to Ekron. And Ekron, as soon as the people of Ekron see that the ark is coming, they all go out to say, no, we don't want it here. You going to try and kill us? And then they once again gather everybody together, and they agree to send it back to Israel. I feel a little sorry for the Philistines. They quitted themselves like men and won their war. And now emerods and I'm sorry. I'll leave that here. That's the end of the chapter, so we'll see you in the next one.